I'm Robert Edgar, and I'm here today, which is January the 15th, 2026. I'm here at Jim and Mike Thompson's Rod Shop Services shop here outside of Sunbury, Ohio. We're getting ready to dyno a 455 Hemi that these guys built for me. Now, what's kind of special about this particular engine, it's a 30 over 200 thousandths long stroke engine, and what we tried to do was duplicate the engine that set the B altered NHRA national record June the 6th of 1975, over 50 years ago. Now, we could have made a lot more horsepower and used a lot of different kind of parts on this engine rather than what we used, but I spent a couple of years trying to round up the parts that were used back in 1975 that Jim and the Rod Shop guys assembled this engine. Just a few of the parts. These old 6214 Holley carburetors, they haven't made them in 50 years. It's got a wind aluminum tunnel ram intake manifold. The cylinder heads are the 433 dual plug aluminum Hemi heads. They've got Manley stainless steel valves in them. This thing doesn't even have roller rocker arms. Those guys back then, Jim chose to use the wide pad NASCAR style rocker arms. The camshaft is an R296/4778-8 crane cam. You guys probably know crane's been out of business for a lot of years. Jim actually had the original cam card for the cam. We contacted Comp Cams, who bought out Crane, asked them if they could grind this cam for us. Sure enough, they had the records, ground the cam. They even engraved the end of the cam with the Crane Cam's logo on it. Crankshaft, we could have had any number of crankshaft companies build us a 200 long stroke crank, but we did it just like Jim and the Rod Shop guys did back in '75. We had a standard direct connection crankshaft, welded up the journals, ground them 200 thousandths long stroke, and the oil pan. Jim Thompson designed this oil pan. So yeah, this thing's using old parts. I don't know if you guys have ever held one of the pistons that these guys used back then. They're unbelievably heavy compared to today's pistons that are used in these things. So what we're trying to do is duplicate this engine that set the national record in B altered in 1975. That record was 863 at 157.89 miles an hour. So the question became, how much horsepower did this engine make in order to set that record back in 1975? So, you know, you can go online, there's some horsepower estimators that use car weight and ET. They're pretty generalized, but I used a program that was developed by Patrick Hale, of which I have a great deal of respect for. And we had a lot of data on the car, and I even went to the National Weather Service archives and found the weather conditions on the day that the record was set. So we were able to input the weather data. We were able to input gear ratios. It was running a 3-speed Lenco, rear end ratio, tire size. We input all of that into Patrick's program, and one of the variables is peak dynamometer horsepower. So we varied that horsepower until we duplicated the record run of 863 at 157.89 miles an hour. So when we did that, using all that data, it came up that this engine should make 697 horsepower. So what we're getting ready to do is we're gonna dyno this thing, and we're gonna see if we can get close to that 697 horsepower. So that's what we're gonna see, if this engine, if we can duplicate that amount. Now, like I say, today the B altered national record, and back in '75 it was a 5 pound per cubic inch class. Today it's a 5.4 pound per cubic inch class. So the car would have to weigh a little bit more, about 182 pounds more than what we ran in the program. But the national record today is 689 at 201 miles an hour. So that kind of goes to show you what technology has done over 50 years. And that horsepower to run that 689 is well over 1,400 horsepower, well over twice of what we're going to try and make here today. So here we go. It's all yours, guys. All right, guys, let's see how she did. We were looking for that 697 horsepower. Looks like this guy made 698.7 peak horsepower at 6,800 RPM. Now, how freaking cool is that? Wow, good job, guys. Truly, that's cool.